Hello, my name is Julia Martin, and I am the Business and Economics Librarian here at the University of Toledo. I am so happy that you are joining the Rocket family here in the College of Business. And what I am going to do today is to give you just a brief introduction to business resources in the library that you'll probably be using for many of your upcoming papers. What I am going to do is I am going to start at the library's homepage, which is utoledo.edu/library. And what I have done is I have created a library guide or a LibGuide for business students. And all of the LibGuides are here on the left-hand side. I'm just going to click on LibGuides. We have a lot of guides, but logically enough, I am going to click on Business. And my foundation guide is this Business Sources Guide, which is a little bit farther down the screen. You might have to cursor a bit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just preview 3 of our most used databases. The first one is Business Source Complete, which defaults right front and center in the LibGuide. It's our most used business database. It has journal articles, trade articles, even things like industry reports and consumer product reports. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to type in a topic. I'm going to use leadership as an example. You could also type in a company name or a person's name. It will all work. So with this very basic search, I get almost 200,000 articles, which is just too much. This is too broad of a topic. So maybe I'm going to narrow my topic to something like healthcare. I'm going to press enter or click on search, and now I have a much shorter list of 8,000 and some. There's still a lot there, but you see we're a little bit more on track. I am getting some full text. Sometimes I'm not. If you're not seeing the full text, you can click on Find It to see if we can get it from another library for you. But before you go too far, what I usually suggest is to come over to the left to the limiters. So, for example, I'm pretty sure I don't want to read articles back to 1942. I'm going to limit this to something like 2008, the last 10 years. You might want to do the last 5 years or even 3 years, depending on your topic. And then, I know a lot of people are working on papers right before the deadline. So I often also suggest clicking on full text. That means all the articles will be right here on the computer. You don't have to run around the library. You don't have to wait to get an article from somewhere else. So now there should be full text for all of these articles. It looks like I'm also getting some videos. And let's say I want this third article. I usually do click on the article title, so I can get a preview, including an abstract, and I can read this to see if this is what I really need. I can open the full text up on the left. This is a PDF in this case, so once it's here, I can print or save it to my computer, whatever it is I want to do. The other really good function here that I want to point out is this Cite button. It looks like a yellow piece of paper on the right. When you are doing your papers, you usually will have a reference list, and here you can just copy and paste this APA citation right into your paper. It's not perfect, but it does what a citation is supposed to do, which is to give credit where credit is due, and to give you and your professor and in the future your boss enough information that they can find it again, and so they know what your decisions are based on. Alright, so that's Business Source Complete really quick. What I am going to do is I'm going to go back to the LibGuide, the Business Sources LibGuide, and I want to show you a second database. And you note all these tabs across the top. I'm going to click on Company Financials. And I want to show you Mergent Online, which is our most used company financial database. So if I just do a very simple search, I'm going to type in Owens Corning, which is a good local company here. And I'm just going to select the name. It opens up to a preview page, and so I can get a little summary, a little information about the executives, you know, some basic income and balance numbers. There's a whole lot more information behind these tabs though. For example, if I click on company financials, I can download the balance, income statements, the retained earnings or cash flow. I can even do things like get some ratios. All these are downloadable to Excel. I can look more at executives. I can see how much the top executives make. I can get some brief biographies. I can come here to competitors and get a real quick list of who Owens Corning competes with. You know, I can get news, I can get ownership information. There really is just a lot here. All right, so that's Mergent Online for financials. I am going to go back to the LibGuide again, and I want to show you one more database. And that's under the Marketing tab. I would like to show you Passport Global Market Information Database. This is really great for marketing people. So I'm just going to accept their terms of agreement. And you have all different kinds of ways to search here. I'm just going to show you one. So here is categories and topics. I'm just going to say go. That's the search right in the middle of the page. And here I have a tree. And I can say, okay, I want to search the alcoholic industry, or the eyewear industry, or the hot drinks industry. And then I can also pick some economic and consumer topics. So do I want GDP? Do I want income? Do I want population? And I'm just going to do a real quick example. So if I come here to alcoholic drinks, I'm just going to choose beer. I could choose all of these if I wanted to, or malt. And then I'm going to come down here to economic and consumer topics. And I'm going to say, maybe I want some income and expenditure information. So I'll do consumer expenditure by category. So I can see, and I'm just keep clicking on these plus signs. I want consumer expenditure on beer. And that's very specific. They don't always get quite that specific. So I'm going to now, though, I think that's enough. Maybe I can choose more things if I want to, but I'm just going to click on next. And then I need to choose my countries. So I'm going to choose the US, and I'm going to choose some other countries for comparison. Maybe I want to look at China, maybe I want to look at India, you know, maybe I want to you know, look at Saudi Arabia, just to get a mix of countries here. With the idea, if you were doing this seriously, you might want to decide what country you want to start exporting to or building a new business in. What happens is I have two columns here. I get statistics and I get analysis. So here I have a report on beer in the US, beer in Saudi Arabia, beer in India, beer in China. All I do is click and it will open up. And I'm starting to get a lot of statistics and also text about what these statistics mean. And if you notice, there are, you know, more tabs here that you can click on to get more information. Okay. I am going to go back because the other thing I wanted to show you in Passport, are all of these statistics. So for example, I can click on market size, and I am going to get these nice tables. And again, I can download these into Excel. All right, I'm going to go back. And again, you have all these statistics. So maybe I will then next want to look at the economic and consumer data. And here I have my countries, and I can see what they are spending on beer. All right, so that is a very brief introduction to Passport Global Market Information. And again, let me welcome you to UT. I am very happy to assist you with your research questions. Please feel free to send me an email or give me a call, or later on, if you forget who I am and can't find this presentation, just call the library or stop in the library and ask for the business librarian. Thank you, and best of luck on your new studies.